Can I get your attention, please? Hey, good evening, everyone. I want to thank you all for coming out. J.R. Hasloff, I'm the chair of the Libertarian Party here in Bexar County. I want to thank you all if you were in Travis Park supporting us tonight. I want to thank you for coming out. I know Vince definitely appreciates it. We've got a few words from Vince coming up, but I want to say that I just got a text message from the executive director of the Libertarian Party of Texas. He wants to buy you free beer. The next $250 at the bar is on us. It's Andrew Amalang. He is the executive director of the Libertarian Party of Texas. He appreciates you all coming out. Thank you guys so much. Whatever I'm doing wrong. I'm going to hand this over to Vince Cantu, the owner of the Moses Roses Bar. Give him a big welcome.
Wow, I'm stunned, actually, that all you guys would take your spring break and come out here and support me. I'm honored, I'm humbled. I want to thank each and every one of y'all and shake y'all's hand before we all leave tonight, because eminent domain is one of those things that kind of picks you off one at a time, and you know, you don't feel like you have a lot of friends when it happens, especially when it's the government that decides to do it in an abusive way, without any communication, owning all the press, owning all the, you know, stalwarts of the community that would go up to a city council meeting and actually say in front of city council, yes, it's a good idea to eminent domain private property on the grounds of Texas fucking freedom. I mean, how do you get people to agree to that? I mean, traitors. I wanted to go up and every one of them, I wanted to say traitor, 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 traitor. Because, you know, this ground right here is the battlefield of what took place 1836, almost to the day, 187 years ago. And that battle meant something. You know, it meant more than, well, let the government come over 200 years later and wipe me out and take it away from me and build a loading dock. You know, I mean, it means more than that. I mean, it means freedom. It means private property rights. It means everything that every quality you think you have. Every quality you think you have, every attribute you think you have as a Texan came from here, right here on this ground right here, you know. People deciding that it was worth fighting and dying over certain things like freedom and liberty and private property rights and being able to do what you want to do on your private property. And just to have the big government come over here, Santa Anna and 2,000 of his men, I mean, they had to be scared, but they stood up and they fought and they died for something that they believed in. And now 200 years later, our government is doing the same thing. Coming over here, scaring me. They told me in April that I had to, in June last year that I had to move all my furniture out of here. I've been out here for 10 years in this alley. They told me to move it all out of here. They had important work to do there. Well, that was 9 months ago. I mean, you could have had a baby already. They hadn't done shit out here yet. You know what I mean? They told me in June that I had to do that. They told me again in September to move it all out. I moved some of it out to acquiesce them some, but I was like, look, you got to tell me something. You got to tell me what the work's going to be. You got to tell me how I'm going to get my fire exit working. You got to tell me where I'm going to put my trash cans. They told me we don't have to tell you anything. We don't have to give you any answers to any of your questions. 2 months later, they started eminent domain, and you know, here we are. I mean, they told, you know, when they started eminent domain, they said I wouldn't come to the table, I wouldn't communicate with them, I wouldn't. We were in an impasse. The impasse we were at was they wouldn't even tell me where I was going to put my fucking trash cans. You know, that was like they would not talk to me about anything, and they turn it around in the paper because y'all were saying how the journalism is bought and paid for. Man, this town. I mean, they came out and called me all kinds of stuff and said all kinds of stuff that never ever happened. And I mean, family and friends were like, really? Is that really? No. I mean, they never talked to me about having a negotiation with me ever. I always thought that we'd sit down and talk because I always told them it was for sale. I would always sell this property to them only if they needed it for the museum. I was always open to that. And I always thought we'd sit down and have a conversation one of these days and make a negotiation and it would happen. Instead, I wake up one morning and find out in the paper like everybody else they were going to steamroll me and eminent domain me. And that's just big government abuse, big government just saying, you know what, we can do whatever we want to anybody that we want to. We don't care even where it's at. It could be on the grounds of Texas liberty. We'll get 13 great San Antonio Americans, Texans, to come out and say that's a good idea to do that on the grounds of the Alamo. I mean, cowards, traitors, all of them. And, you know, for a while there, I was super depressed. I never thought that real Texans, real people that I thought, I mean, there was one guy that got up and said something that was, you know, a neighbor. You know, I mean, my kid and their kid went to high school together, and you know, that it was a good idea, that we were at an impasse, and that, you know, this was a good use of eminent domain like there ever is one. But I mean, right here on the grounds of Texas freedom, I couldn't believe it. But you know, that's big government power overpowering you, and I just felt so lonely and alone. I didn't know what the hell to do. I wanted to strike out at them, and next thing you know, I tried to set up a meeting with Dawn Buckingham, and she wouldn't meet with me. And then I heard after I heard that she wouldn't meet with me, that she tweeted that you know, the sacred grounds of the Alamo would not be, you know, not be used for personal gain or whatever. And I was like, somebody sent me that tweet, because I didn't know. My last tweet was 3.5 years ago. I had a tweet for 50-cent green beer on St. Patrick's Day. That was my last tweet. And then when they sent me that tweet, I was like, Twitter, oh, I remember that. So I got on there and learned how to do it, and met all you great Americans, great Texans, support. Twitter's a powerful tool, and I mean, wow, I'm blown away by just within 6 weeks what I was able to do once I figured out Twitter and meeting all you guys. And I'm humbled, my family's humbled at your support. It's spring break and you're here. I know you'd rather be somewhere else. I'd rather be somewhere else, but y'all are here and I appreciate it. I don't feel, you know, alone and single, you know, like I'm taking this on myself anymore. I feel like I've got a lot of help. You know, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. You know, I think eventually I'm going to probably make a deal with the government one way or the other. I mean, there are days that I feel kind of like the defenders probably felt. You know, I mean, there are days where you feel outnumbered and overwhelmed, and you got, you know, I'm afraid. You know, these guys are so freaking powerful that, you know, I don't know what's going to happen. And then there are other days, like today, where I got a lot of friends and a lot of support and a lot of people who aren't afraid of these people and will fight with me against these people. And those days I feel proud again. I feel brave, I feel patriotic, and I feel like a real Texan. And I tell you, until y'all showed up, I was the last Texan left right here, you know, and now, I don't care where you're from, all you guys are true Texans, and I appreciate y'all being here, and I love y'all's support, and thanks for everything. I'll see you on Twitter, and I want to thank everybody that spoke tonight and everything else that y'all did, and, you know, I will keep y'all informed on the clock. You know, I mean, eminent domain is sort of a process that has a clock to it. There's 30 days between the first offer and the final offer, and then there's some more days that by statute have to go by before they can actually condemn me. And if they don't treat me right, I'm going to tell you, we're all going to come back here and we're going to we're going to show them. We're going to show them that they need to respect and honor private property rights, and they need to get themselves in check and understand who they work for, because this is a bunch of bullshit. And I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you.